Planner. Papa Officer X-ray. Runway parking 2. Choose destination. To Summit, Alaska. 4 to 4. Going Kenai, Talkeetna. Direct. Looks like a pretty solid route to me. Let's make that 1,000. And move my flight to the departure area, sure. And fly. Do not install that update, or remind me later, I guess, since that's the only other option. And connect the GPS. Let's look at the flight plan. Let's get a weather briefing.
Standard weather briefing for Papa Alpha Sierra X-ray 2 Uniform Mike. No SIGMATs active for your route of flight. No airmats active for your route of flight. Current weather conditions for departure: wind 265 at 6, visibility 10, sky condition ceiling 800, overcast, temperature 12, dew point 11, altimeter 2988 for the destination, wind 176 at 5, visibility 10, sky condition ceiling 9,200, overcast, temperature 16, dew point 12, altimeter 2977, forecast conditions for departure: wind 265 at 6, visibility 10, sky condition ceiling 800, overcast, temperature 12, dew point 11, altimeter 2988 for the destination at your estimated arrival time, wind 176 at 5, visibility 10, sky condition ceiling 9,200, overcast, temperature 16, dew point 12, altimeter 2977, winds aloft for departure at 2,000 feet, wind 035 at 6,000 feet, wind 144 at 3,000 feet, wind 150 at 5 for the en route area at 2,000 feet, wind 048 at 14 at 9,000 feet, wind 044 at 11 for the destination at 2,000 feet, wind 016 at 8 at 6,000 feet, wind 283 at 7 at 3,000 feet, wind 257 at 6. VFR flight is not recommended. For updates and current weather conditions, contact FlightWatch on 122.0 or 122.05. Pilot reports are appreciated. Standard weather briefing for Papa Alpha Sierra X-ray 2 Uniform Mike. No SIGMATs active for your route of flight. No airmats active for your route of flight. Current weather conditions for departure: wind 265 at 6, visibility 10, sky condition ceiling 800, overcast, temperature 12, dew point 11, altimeter 2988 for the destination, wind 176 at 5, visibility 10, sky condition ceiling 9,200, overcast, temperature 16, dew point 12, altimeter 2977, forecast conditions for departure: wind 265 at 6, visibility 10, sky condition ceiling 800, overcast, temperature 12, dew point 11, altimeter 2988 for the destination at your estimated arrival time, wind 176 at 5, visibility 10, sky condition ceiling 9,200, overcast, temperature 16, dew point 12, altimeter 2977, winds aloft for departure at 2,000 feet, wind 035 at 6,000 feet, wind 144 at 4 at 3,000 feet, wind 150 at 5 for the en route area at 2,000 feet, wind 048 at 14 at 9,000 feet, wind 044 at 11 for the destination at 2,000 feet, wind 016 at 8 at 9,000 feet, wind 283 at 7 at 3,000 feet, wind 257 at 6. VFR flight is not
Lights
recommended. For updates on current
fuel
weather
and
conditions, contact
oil
flight watch
pressures.
122.0 or 122.05.
Attitude looks
Pilot
good.
reports are appreciated.
Torque
Standard weather
marking,
briefing
all that
for
looks
Papa
good.
Alpha Sierra X-Ray 2 Uniform Mike no signals
High
active for your
idle,
route of
right
flight. No air
generator
mats active
on.
for your route of flight. Current weather conditions
Right
for
starter
departure.
off.
Wind 265 at 6. Visibility 10.
loaded.
Sky condition ceiling 800. Overcast temperature
Let's go ahead
12.
and
Dew
get,
point 11. Altimeter 2988 for the
avionics
destination. Wind
on.
176 at 5. Visibility 10. Sky condition ceiling 9200. Overcast temperature 16. Dew point 12. Altimeter 2977. Forecast conditions for departure. Wind 265 at 6. Visibility 10. Sky condition ceiling 800. Overcast temperature 12. Dew point 11. Altimeter 2988 for the destination at your estimated arrival time. Wind 176 at 5. Visibility 10. Sky condition ceiling 9200. Overcast temperature 16. Dew point 12. Altimeter 2977. Winds aloft for departure at 12,000 feet. Wind 035 at 6,000 feet, wind 144 at 4 at 3,000 feet, wind 150 at 5 for the en route area at 12,000 feet, wind 048 at 14 at 9,000 feet, wind 044 at 11 for the destination at 12,000 feet, wind 016 at 8 at 6,000 feet, wind 283 at 7 at 3,000 feet, wind 257 at 6. VFR flight is not recommended. For updates on current weather conditions, contact flight watch 122.0 or 122.05. Pilot reports are appreciated. Standard weather briefing. Papa Alpha Sierra X-Ray 2 Uniform Mike no signals active for your route of flight. No air mats active for your route of flight. Current weather conditions for departure. Wind 265 at 6. Visibility 10. Sky condition ceiling 800. Overcast temperature 12. Dew point 11. Altimeter 2988 for the destination. Wind 176 at 5. Visibility 10. Sky condition ceiling 9200. Overcast temperature 16. Dew point 12. Altimeter 2977. Forecast conditions for departure. Wind 265 at 6. Visibility 10. Sky condition ceiling 800. Overcast temperature 12. Dew point 11. Altimeter 2988 for the destination at your estimated arrival time. Wind 176 at 5. Visibility 10. Sky condition ceiling 9200. Overcast temperature 16. Dew point 12. Altimeter 2977. Winds aloft for departure at 12,000 feet. Wind 035 at 6,000 feet. Wind 144 at 4 at 3,000 feet. Wind 150 at 5 for the en route area at 12,000 feet. Wind 048 at 14 at 9,000 feet. Wind 044 at 11 for the destination at 12,000 feet. Wind 016 at 8 at 6,000 feet, wind.
Standard weather briefing for Papa Alpha Sierra X-Ray 2 Uniform Mike. No SIGMITs active for your route of flight. No air mats active for your route of flight. Current weather conditions for your departure. Wind 265 at 6. Visibility 10. Sky condition ceiling 800. Overcast. Temperature 12. Dew point 11. Altimeter 2988 for the destination. Wind 176 at 5. Visibility 10. Sky condition ceiling 9,200. Overcast. Temperature 16. Dew point 12. Altimeter 2977. Forecast conditions for your departure. Wind 265 at 6. Visibility 10. Sky condition ceiling 800. Overcast. Temperature 12. Dew Waypoint
go ahead and
11,
get
altimeter
PASX
2988 for the
Sky
destination.
Standard
Vector.
weather briefing for Papa Alpha Sierra X-ray
Pull
2
that up
uniform
real
Mike
quick,
Mike. No
and we
segments
got
active for your route of flight. No air mats active for your route of flight. Current weather conditions for departure: wind 265 at 6,
265,
visibility
so we're gonna
1
take off
0,
runway
sky
25.
condition ceiling 800, overcast temperature 1 2, dew point 1 altimeter 2988 for the destination, wind 176 at
Taking runway
5,
25 for
visibility
departure.
1 0, sky condition ceiling 9200, overcast temperature 16, dew point 12, altimeter 2977, forecast
Miles
conditions
taxi.
for departure, wind 265 at 6, visibility 10, sky condition ceiling 800, overcast temperature 12, dew point 11, altimeter 2988 for the destination at your estimated arrival time, wind 17.
Autopilot heading 250, prompts 2,000. Autopilot is good. Our magnetic compass to Kenai is going to be 315. Activate nav. Trim tabs set. Primary governors will exercise those on move. Exercise. 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 Here's runway 25. Auto feather armed. Prop synchronizer is off. Manual prop feathering has been checked. Anti-ice is not required and is off. Fuel quantity still looks good. Engine instruments still look good. High idle on both engines. Annunciator lights extinguished or considered. We're going to take the runway for departure. Depart to traffic. Take the runway for departure. Landing light and strobe lights. Enter runway on. Lined up runway 25. Start warming the engines. Props full forward. Mixture full forward. Heading activated. Altitude activated. Transponder. Squawk mode C. 122.8 is dialed in. We're listening to both. Takeoff speeds 100, 110, 120 for V1, VR, V2 respectively. Takeoff brakes hold. Power levers 100%. Brakes. Release. Music off.
V1,
V1.
rotate.
Rotate.
V2,
Positive rate of climb. Gear up.
gear up.
Trim for climb. Flaps up. We're gonna put flaps down. We're gonna get penalized for that for sure. Autopilot activate. Alright, take off. Landing gear is up, flaps are up. Airspeed is good. Climb power 90% on the turbine, 1600 RPM for the props. Prop synchronizer is on. And direct to Kenai navigation radio on. Call center.
Center, Beech, November 9071, Delta Lima, is at 2000, climbing
Engine
11000.
instruments,
Beech, November
good, 90,
9071,
1600,
Anchorage Center, Roger,
90, fuel flow is good, even, temps and pressures are
Delta
good.
Lima, turn right heading 345, climb and maintain 1000. Turn right heading 345, climb and maintain 1000. Beech 1, Delta Lima.
Heading 345, set and check.
Center on 125.9er.
Heading 345 for ATC instruction.
125.9er, Beech 77 Alpha.
PASX to Kenai, to Talkeetna, to past PAST for Summit. Past is not registered there. Climb checklist is complete. The clouds now. Engine still looks good, fuel still looks good. See if we can figure out what's going on with the Summit.
Beech 1 Delta Lima, turn left heading 315, proceed on course. Turn left heading 315, proceed on course. Beech 1 Delta Lima.
Course 002, set and check. Heading 15, set and check.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are climbing
Heading
to our
010,
cruise level.
set and check.
Please remain seated until the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign.
Anchorage Center, Cessna November 039er Echo with you. Cessna November 039. Center, Roger, altimeter 29er Keep 7.
There's the 002 radial off of Kenai coming in, switch to nav. And let's try to find some summit. summit. It's just northeast of Talkeetna. Right there. That's it. Add the GPS fix. Add that to the flight plan. Very good. Zone 2 flight. Alright, we're ready to dial in Talkeetna on 116.2. And identify nav 2. Let's see if that's Talkeetna.
Passing 10,000 feet, Captain.
10,000 feet, landing line off.
Anchorage Center, 20 November 1918 Golf, switch to Mooney, November 1918
That is Talkeetna.
Golf,
We've got
Center,
Talkeetna
Roger,
dialed in on
altimeter
VOR 2 at 6.2. Coming up on 11,000 feet.
1 Delta Lima, contact Anchorage Center on 125.7. 125.7, Beech 1 Delta Lima. Anchorage Center, Cessna November 5454 X-ray with you.
Cessna November 5454 X-ray Anchorage Center, Roger. Altimeter 2988.
Anchorage Center, Beech November 971 Delta Lima, is at 10,600, climbing 11,000.
November 971 Delta Lima Anchorage Center, Roger. Altimeter 2988.
Alright, lock in our heading.
Heading 02. Set and check.
And get Talkeetna on 116.2. And go direct to Talkeetna. Now direct. And turn off the seatbelt sign. Start drinking food service. Do speed for cruise.
Captain has turned off the seatbelt sign. You may now take off your seatbelt.
Auto throttle or auto feather off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now serving drinks.
We are over the Cook Inlet now. Coming from Kenai. Passing Anchorage, this is Fire Island, this is Anchorage, Ted Stevens International, this is Anchorage City, these are the Chugach Mountains. This is the mouth of the Big Susitna River, this is the mouth of the Little Susitna River, that's Beluga, and that is Mount Susitna right there. I believe that's a Redoubt Volcano. Going up to Talkeetna. This is Mount McKinley, or Mount Denali now. It is the tallest mountain in North America.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Up here
we are starting to serve hot
Alaska.
food. Please extend your tray table and return your seats to the upright position.
Serving food and drinks. Like to have fantastic. Engine instruments still look good. Everything sounds nice and smooth. Fuel looks good. No warning lights or indications of trouble. We are 80 miles from Talkeetna. I'm gonna go get me a glass of water.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the seatbelt sign as we are currently experiencing some turbulence. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelt.
Papa Delta Uniform 900. Traffic, Cessna November 7775 Charlie, taking out runway 13, south departure. Pacifica 452, climb and maintain 17,000. Climb and maintain 17,000. Pacifica 452. Turn right heading 360. Turn right heading 360. Bombardier 650.
The captain has turned off the seatbelt sign. You may now take off your seatbelt.
I've got your hot meal here, Captain. I hope it's better than yesterday.
Pacifica 452, climb and maintain flight level 310. Climb and maintain flight level 310. Pacifica 452. Bombardier 650, descend and maintain 5,000. Descend and maintain 5,000. Bombardier 450, traffic mall, November 83680, taking off runway 13, departure unit south. Delta 452. Contact Anchorage Center on 133.7. Norton 133.7. Pacific 452. Beech 1 Delta Lima. Contact Anchorage Center on 133.7.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the seatbelt sign as we are currently experiencing some turbulence. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelt.
Anchorage Center, Beech November 971 Delta Lima with you. Beech November 971 Delta Lima, Anchorage Center, Roger. Altimeter 2986.
met an old couple who were going on holiday for their 50th wedding anniversary. It's so romantic. Are you married, Captain?
Delta Lima. Contact Anchorage Center on 125.55.
125.55, Beech 1, Delta Lima. Anchorage Center, Beech November 971, Delta Lima, with you 11,000.
Beech November 971 Delta Lima. Anchorage Center, roger. Altimeter 2985.
Orbit 8879er, contact Anchorage Center on 132.3. Going to 132.3, orbit 8879er. Routing 43 Sierra. Turn left heading 005. Hello, navigating. Climb and maintain flight level 190. Turn left heading 005. Resume on navigation. Climb and maintain flight level 190. Routing 43 Sierra.
The captain has turned off the seatbelt sign. You may now take off your seatbelt.
Coming up on Talkeetna, just broke out of the weather. We're 20 miles from Talkeetna. And we'll need to take a heading of 007, so barely even a turn. I turned off anti-icing and pitot tube froze up immediately. Our airspeed died, so we're gonna go and turn our heat back on. But we're not getting any turbulence, so we'll leave that seatbelt sign off for now.
10-9-764, north 125 miles north. Turn right heading 200, climb and maintain 12,000. Expect sector visual, runway 7, left approach. Turn right heading 200, climb and maintain 12,000. Expect vectors visual, runway 7, left approach. And 49764.
Miles from Talkeetna.
1 mile, 16,000. Have a look at me. Report them in sight.
Course 007. Set and check. Heading 007. Set and check. Heading 010. Set and check.
And my dog came in here literally just to fart. And then left. Nice one, Varro. Well played. Well played, sir. That's good. Won't begrudge him of that.
really don't like these long flights. Wow, though, it's so beautiful. I can't believe it's so sunny above the clouds.
Moving 545, north 109 miles north, turn left heading 145, descend and maintain 14,000. Expect vector visual, runway 25, approach. Moving 364, north 906 miles north, turn left heading 145, descend and maintain 14,000. 5, approach. 1049er764, turn left heading 170. Turn left heading 145, descend and maintain 14,000. Expect vector visual, runway 25, approach, Pony 545. Turn left heading 170, 1049er764. Turn left heading 145, descend and maintain 14,000. Expect vector visual, runway 25, approach, running 364. Moving 364, contact anchorage center on 132.3. Point 132.3, running 364. Moving 105, contact anchorage center on 133.1. 133.1, Pony 105. Moving 545, contact anchorage center on 132.3. 132.3 for Pony 545. One Delta Lima, north 49er miles southwest, turn right heading 050, expect vector visual, runway 21, approach.
Heading 00, set and check.
Turn right heading 050, expect vector visual, runway 21, approach. Beech 1 Delta Lima.
left heading 020.
Heading 020. Set and check.
Turn left heading 020. Beech 1 Delta Lima.
Routing 545. Contact anchorage center on 132.3.
132.3. Fort Mooney 545.
There's Mount Denali.
Beech 1 Delta Lima. Traffic in sight. 10-4 764. Cleared to Anchorage. Airport test file. Squad 440 informed.
10-4 764. Feedback correct. Radar contact 12100. Altimeter 2983. Turn
I
left
think
heading
that's
165.
Mount
Below
Foraker or Foraker. I
10
don't know.
Turn left heading 165. Proceed on course. Descend and maintain 12000. 10-4
It's actually the first almost sunset I've seen in Alaska since I've been here. The sun's up for like 20 hours a day right now. Ish.
Anchorage Center. Moody, November 9er 2 Ford Hotel. With you 15,000.
Mooney, November 9er 2 Ford Hotel. Anchorage Center. Roger. Altimeter 2980.
Are you planning anything special when we get to our destination, Captain? You can come shopping with me if you want.
857 Echo, anchorage center, roger. Delta Lima, descend and maintain 7,700. Anchorage center, Mooney, November 4848 Alpha, with you, 11,000. Mooney,
Alpha
November 4848 Alpha,
and check.
anchorage center, roger. Altimeter 2980.
Descend and maintain 7,700.
Decent checklist. Altimeter set 2985. Auto feather is now armed. Fuel balance is checked. Engine instruments look
Orbit 3146,
good.
contact anchorage center.
And power as required.
133.1, orbit 3146.
Descending below 10,000 feet, Captain.
Landing light on. Alright, this is gonna be a fairly challenging landing with the runway 3,814 feet long by 80 feet wide. The field elevation is 2,409 feet.
133.1 for Beech 1 Delta Lima.
Orbit 2640, contact
Anchorage center, Beech November 971 Delta Lima is at 8,200, descending 7,700.
Beech, November 971 Delta Lima, anchorage center, roger, altimeter 2978. Orbit 3146, traffic is 11 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level 238, Airbus A321, 470.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
4890, traffic is 11 o'clock, 2 miles at flight level 269er, Boeing 737, 475.
Orbit 3146, traffic in sight.
The airport is at our 9 to 10 o'clock and 17 miles now.
Mooney 89er Foxtrot, contact Anchorage Center on
So I guess just on the other
125.55.
side of those
Mooney
mountains.
105, traffic is 11 o'clock, 4
This
miles at 16,000.
basin
Mooney Bravo,
here.
47 site. 125.55 for Mooney 89er Foxtrot. Mooney 105, have the Mooney Bravo in sight. Mooney 36 November, traffic alert, 6 o'clock, less than 1 mile, 13,000. Mooney Bravo, reports in sight. Mooney 36 November, have the traffic. Mooney 105, have the Mooney Bravo in sight.
Travel for 890.
Mooney 105.
Alright, before landing checklist, auto feathers, verified armed, vertical reference, confirmed, altimeter set, 297, 8, let's check, destination, 278, wind is calm, good, got some light rain, overcast at 7,700, broken ceiling at 6,100, got 4,000 feet of clear sky between the ceiling and the runway. Looks like we turned on that seatbelt sign just in time. Let's go ahead and cut some speed. Let's actually go ahead and take over manual control because this is interesting.
05 November, contact Anchorage Center on 125.55. Going at 125.55, Mooney 05 November. Turn left heading 170, resume on navigation, descend and maintain 12,000, Beech 820.
Goodness gracious. I have trouble just maintaining altitude in this turbulence here. Getting some pretty significant wind shear. Airspeed needles all over the place.
Delta Lima, you are 300. Below your assigned altitude, climb and maintain 7,700. Altimeter 2977. Beech 1, Delta Lima, turn left heading 335. Climb and maintain 7,700. Turn left heading 335. Climb and maintain 7,700. Beech 1, Delta Lima. Anchorage Center, Mooney, November 9er 2, Fort Hotel, with you 15,000. Beech 1, Delta Lima, turn left heading 310. Mooney, November 9er 2, Fort Hotel,
Heading
Anchorage Center, Roger,
310, check.
altimeter 2978. Turn left heading 310. Beech 1, Delta Lima.
Goodness gracious.
Anchorage Center, Mooney, November 6857 to go, with you, flight level 210. Mooney, November 6857 to go, Anchorage Center, Roger. Delta Lima, you are 300 below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain 7,700. Altimeter 2977.
Climb and maintain 7,700. Beech 1 Delta Lima.
I'm trying, dude. Am I from Alaska? I guess barely. We just moved here 3 weeks ago.
120.9er, Moody 105. Beech 1 Delta Lima, descend and maintain 7,000.
Descend and maintain 7,000. Beech 1 Delta Lima.
Anchorage Center, Mooney, November 4848 Alpha, with you 11,000.
Moody, November 4848 Alpha, Anchorage Center, Roger, altimeter 2978.
I am in Anchorage, Alaska.
November 50,935, with you 16,000. Moody, November
What part am I from?
50,935,
Yeah, Anchorage,
Anchorage
Alaska.
Center, Roger, altimeter 2974. Beech 1 Delta Lima, please expedite your descent to 7,000.
I'm working on it, controller.
Beech 1 Delta Lima, descend and maintain 6,000.
Descend and maintain 6,000. Beech 1 Delta Lima.
Alright, yeah, good deal.
Turn left, heading 280.
Heading to 80.
Twitch
Set and check.
viewer is also located in Anchorage. I'm loving it so far, man. It is so beautiful out here.
Beech 1 Delta Lima, turn left,
Heading
heading
to
250.
50. Set and check.
Turn left, heading 250. Beech 1 Delta Lima.
I came in from Oklahoma City. That's where I moved from. And before that, I was in the military out in South Korea and Las Vegas as well before that. So this is quite a change for me, but it is great. All these mountains, I mean, bike trails and lakes and rivers and all kinds of good stuff. We have really been loving it. And what a great place to fly. I always try to fly local, wherever I live, and try to learn the landmarks and the highways and the locations and the rivers and stuff like that. So this is like the greatest place for it. What brought me up to the last frontier? A new job. Like I said, I got out of the military and I just got hired to work over at the airport. So here we are, and there's our airport. There is Summit.
Beech 705, contact Anchorage Center on 125.55. Beech 1 Delta Lima, you are 300 below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain 6,000. Altimeter 2977. Beech 1
Crazy
Delta Lima,
turbulence.
1 miles. Your 10 o'clock. Turn
No,
left,
I'm
heading
not a
220,
pilot.
climb and
I
maintain
wish.
6,000. Report runway in sight.
Turn left, heading 220. Climb and maintain 6,000. Beech 1 Delta Lima.
Moody 36 November, traffic is 12 o'clock, 1 mile at 15,000. Moody Bravo, report them in sight. Moody 36 November, traffic alert, 6 o'clock, less than 1 mile, 15,000. Moody Bravo, report them in sight.
Beech 1 Delta Lima. Has the runway in sight.
Beech 1 Delta Lima, you are 10 miles northeast, descend and maintain 4,400. Cleared visual, runway 21, approach. Switch to advisory on 122.9er. Moody 280, traffic is 11 o'clock, 2 miles at 15,000. Moody Bravo, report them in sight. Moody 24 Hotel, traffic is 12 o'clock.
Wow, that controller sure didn't do me any favors getting me down low enough. All those vectors.
Moody 36 November,
It's okay.
Moody Bravo, in sight. Moody 280, traffic alert, 6 o'clock, less than 1 mile, 15,000. Mooney, Bravo, report them in sight.
Descend and maintain 4,400. Cleared visual. Runway
And
21.
go ahead and
Advisory on 122.9. Beech 1 Delta Lima.
slow this thing down. 170 knots.
Traffic in sight.
Mooney,
Go ahead and get gear down and
Com.
com
12280.
12280.
Set and check.
Both frequencies off. Summit traffic, King Air 971 Delta Lima is 6 miles northeast of Summit Airport, descending out of 4,400. Visual approach, runway 21, full stop, making a left 360 for descent and turning base, left base. Down there below us, that is Golden North Private Airport. Summit is right down there. North right there, that is Cantwell, Papa Alpha Tango Whiskey. We'll follow this highway straight into runway 21. Summit traffic, King Air 971 Delta Lima is currently 5 mile final, runway 21 visual approach, full stop, descending out of 3,800. Alright, let's do our landing checklist. Gear is down, altimeter is set. Flaps still up. I barely know what I'm doing. But it's a lot of fun. I appreciate the vote of confidence. But oh, you know what? I guess technically I am. I'm a private pilot. I've got my VFR license, but I'm not like a. I would say that barely qualifies as being a real pilot. There's a lake down there. I guess that's probably what you were asking. I just don't do it professionally. I wish I did. It'd be great if somebody paid me to do this. But I haven't flown since, it's been 3 years since I've flown in real life. Just can't afford it. At the time. Alright, flaps coming in. Normal landing, flaps down, airspeed. Let's get it slowed up. Condition levers on high idle. Power prop levers full forward. Power levers on idle. We're on final. 120 knots. Got a pretty pronounced tree
Look at your
line.
descent rate.
Quiet now. 120 knots. Got a pretty tall tree to the left there. We're gonna have to come in from the right. Trying to swoop it down in. We'll have to go around and land opposite direction. Oh, we got this. And there we go. Down above the trees and flare. Flare, 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 flare. Brakes, reverse thrust. Knots, reverse thrust off.
Please remain seated until the aircraft Aircraft
And that's how much runway we have.
turned off the seatbelt sign.
Oh man, talk about a hairy landing there. Alright. Made it in. Alright, let's go. Flaps up, music on. Nice. Alright. Differential engine. Let's go full left. Summit traffic, King 971 Delta Lima's full stop on the runway. We're back taxiing down for parking. Getting ready to exit the runway, landing in strobe lights. Off. Turn around. And park. Summit traffic, King Air 971 Delta Lima is clear of runway 21 in parking. Parking brake on. Recording flight. Flight is logged. The results can be found on the website. Your aircraft is no longer rented. If you wish to continue, you may re-rent the aircraft. Shutdown procedures after landing. Engine and auto ignitions are off. Anti-ice is off. Lights as required. Transponder on standby. Trim tabs reset. Seatbelt sign off. Flaps retracted. Parking brake set. Avionics off. Auto feather off. Prop sync off. Lights are off. ITT stabilized at minimum. Engine shut down. Battery and generator switches off below 15%. Open door. Unload aircraft.
Ladies and gentlemen, the door is open.
Let's look about
Please
that.
make your way.
Replay for the landing. Let's try 200 seconds. Brakes were very ineffective. Alright, let's try view options, instant replay. Let's try 250 seconds. Outside tower, there's tower. Summit tower is garbage. Aircraft tail. Kind of had to swoop in from the right because of those trees there. And dive for the runway, then back, and flare, 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 flare. Held that flare for way too long. I really needed to bleed airspeed. That dive towards the end really sped me up. Stop just in time. more view from the right. There go the trees. And there goes the flare. Way too long. Way too long. Finally got the gear down. Didn't slam it down either, so it's good. Didn't blow any tires. We were just going so fast on approach because of that dive towards the end. Alright. Let's unload these passengers. And let's pull up our log. Made $5,726 for Exojet Incorporated. I don't know if they're gonna pay me or not. I've flown probably 25 grand for them since Joseph Adams recruited me. They said they pay me 80% of my profits. I haven't seen anything yet, so I don't know how that works. Anyway, we still made $7,800. Then I had to pay for the rental. Then we had to pay for the fuel and the ground crew and the booking fee. But we got $100 for the distance bonus. Ended up making $5,700. FS Passengers flight is unloaded. Can end the flight now. Negative 276.15 feet per minute descent rate at 110 knots. Not my best performance, to be sure. But we had a precise arrival time of 3 minutes 17 seconds. This was our big mess up right there at the beginning. I forgot to set flaps. I don't know if I skipped that in the checklist or what. I don't know what happened. That's the first time I've forgotten flaps in a long time. Really not that big of a deal. I mean, we had plenty of runway, and I don't know if that flaps are actually required when you have that much runway, but you know, whatever. Game tells me to use flaps. I use flaps. I forgot to do it. That was my fault. I knew the rules. Let's see here. What else? We made $3,200 for FS Passengers. My 3 aircraft flew for that flight. That was good. Considering the flight was perfect, ticket price low, service price very low, and the service quality perfect. Passengers on this flight think your company's reputation should be 100%. We're getting close to being in there. Made a very nice landing. I wouldn't call it nice, but okay. Perfect flight, no problems, very satisfied passengers. We landed where we said we would. We had a precise arrival time with 3 minutes and 17 seconds of difference despite a 1 hour and 13 minute flight. We had extreme weather during approach. I'd say we had extreme weather pretty much the whole flight. We did forget to set those flaps, which is extremely dangerous fault and does not show proper piloting skills. My bad. And it's considered bad practice to leave the strobes turned on when the aircraft is on the parking ramp. I'm pretty sure we didn't do that either, but whatever. That's fine. We still ended up 100 points. So the company now has a pilot with 7,090 points with 59 hours and 58 minutes of flight time, and I am 10 hours away from promotion to C6. Right now I'm a senior second officer. Let's see, here's the flight logs. Here's that flight. Perfect with 100 points. Well, let's actually leave that open for a minute. And let's see, what are we going on in chat here? Let's see, you've been interested in getting your private pilot's license. How long does it usually take, and is it relatively expensive? It is expensive. I'd say on average, just depending on where you are and so on and so forth, and your level of familiarity and how much you want to dedicate your time to it, it probably costs around 10 grand. I'd say is a pretty good ballpark number. If you suck, it costs more. If you're really good, it costs less. But to get your private pilot license, you have to fly 40 hours, and about half that time you spend with an instructor, and their rates vary, but you pay them about $60 an hour, and you have to rent a plane, and those can cost about $100 an hour, and you have to buy the fuel, which costs about $5 a gallon, and even for a small plane, like a very, very small plane, like a Cessna Commuter, Cessna 152 is a 2-passenger airplane, very small, burns 6 gallons an hour. So every hour plus the 100 and plus the 60, so every hour you're almost paying about $200, and then you're paying $190, and then you got to fly 40 hours. It's about $7,600 just in the cost of oh no, that's because you're not paying an instructor the whole time. It'll be a little less than that. I ended up coming in around $6,000 that I paid myself to get my private pilot's license. I went every day before work for like an hour, after work for like an hour, and I was working a full-time job. And you know what I mean? So I was super dedicated, but the advantage there was that when I would show up to the flight school, a lot of people try to like space it out, and they try to like fly only on weekends or every other month, or only during the summer and things like that, and they try to do their training. So the instructor gives you a bunch of lessons, and you go and you kind of you learn how to turn left or whatever, and then you're gone for a month, and then you come back and you've kind of forgotten all those things, so they have to spend like an hour or two kind of refreshing things that you've already learned to kind of help you out. Whereas I was like showing up, they teach me how to turn left, and then I'd go to work for 8 hours and think about it, and then I'd come back to work, and they'd be like, all right, let's make sure you still know how to turn left, and I'd do it, and they'd be like, that was perfect, now let's learn how to turn right, and so going very often and really caring about it and studying away from the school, when they give you a chapter to read or something to learn, if you actually go home and like do homework and learn it, it'll make you save so much money, because when you show up to the school, if you don't know something, they're not going to take you flying if you didn't learn how the systems work and things like that. So they're going to sit down in a classroom with you and go over the bookwork with you to help you out, but they're also charging you $60 an hour, whereas you're not getting charged any money at home. So yeah, it is extremely expensive, but it can be less so if you're extremely dedicated to it. And it took me about a month and a half or so from the time that I walked into the door until I had my check ride, and that's with scheduling and bad weather days that you can't fly and all kinds of stuff like that. So that's pretty blindingly fast. And I also got rated at like almost exactly 40 hours. If you hit 40 hours, which is the minimum amount of time, if you hit 40 hours of flying time and you're still not ready, they're going to make you fly more. They're not going to put you up for certification if you haven't figured out how to, handle an emergency and things like that. So, if you're not any good, you might end up having to fly 50 hours, 60 hours, 70 hours before they actually put you up for certification. Then you might fail the certification. So there's all kinds of factors that go into it. But yeah, you can kind of ballpark it somewhere between 6 and 16 grand. I know that's a terrible gap there, but it just really is so subjective. Depends on the flight school, depends on the plane you fly. Like I flew one of the crappiest planes out there. It had everything in it barely worked. It didn't even have a GPS. The VOR needle didn't work. I only had one radio. I I didn't have any fancy digital equipment or, you know, glass cockpit. The fuel needle was like an actual fuel needle that was just shaky. It was all over the place. Like you had to tap it to get more accurate readings. And like I said, the VOR needle didn't work. I had 4 emergencies, like real, like not training. I had 4 real emergencies in training while I was flying solo. You know, from everything from like screws popping out of the airplane on departure because of the vibrations and having to come around for an emergency landing to losing vacuum pumps at night. You know what I mean? So you're losing parts of your navigation. So I flew, long story short, I flew a really crappy airplane and it still cost me like about $6,000. So if you fly something really nice, you know, with all the fancy stuff in it, that's really great, but it's going to cost you a lot more. So that's how that works. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream. You can stay on the chat here. I'm going to go ahead and load it up. If you've got any more questions, please feel free to let me know. I am... Oh, nope. Not on the chat yet. And Wingaling Dragon chat. Okay, I guess that's not a web address. Here we go. Wingaling Dragon slant chat. And now I'm on the chat. So, yeah, if you have any other questions, please let me know, man. It's absolutely no trouble at all. That's what I'm here for. And I appreciate your welcoming. And thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. And thanks everyone for watching, whoever's here. I'm sure it's just you, but appreciate it. Later.